Learning to accept your children's choices can be one of the most challenging yet liberating experiences for a parent. Throughout parenthood, you guide, nurture, and teach your children values, morals, and decision-making skills, hoping they will make choices in line with what you've envisioned for them. However, as children mature and become independent individuals, they inevitably begin formulating their own beliefs, preferences, paths, and lifestyles, which may or sometimes may not align with your expectation. Accepting this is not a one-time event, but an involving journey that demands patience, self-awareness, empathy, and unconditional love. For those who have devoted their lives to their children's well-being and development, watching them choose a different direction can feel like a rejection of all the effort and guidance poured into their upbringing. But parenting is not about creating carbon copies of ourselves. It is about raising individuals capable of making choices, learning from them, and growing into their own self. Acceptance begins with understanding that children aren't extensions of their parents, but separate beings with unique identities. Goals, relationships, careers, belief systems, sexual orientation, or where they choose to live, each choice your child makes represents a step in owning their life. For this reason, letting go of control and judgment is essential. You may not agree with their lifestyle, but can still choose to respect and love them through it. Holding on to ideals that clash with reality only breeds resentment and pain. As a parent, your role is not to approve every decision, but to provide a space where your child feels safe, supported, and seen. When they make mistakes, and they will, it's your acceptance that can be the cushion to help them recover. Judging or rejecting their decisions can fracture your relationship and make them less likely to share their lives with you. Acceptance does not mean abandoning your values or pretending to like every choice. It means loving your child enough to honor their autonomy. The transition into acceptance begins with open communication. Engage in conversations where you listen more than you speak. Let your child explain their choices without fear of being shamed. When children sense they are truly heard, they feel empowered to express themselves. This helps you better understand their perspective and brings you closer emotionally. If their choices challenge your beliefs, reflect on whether those beliefs stem from love, fear, control, or cultural conditioning. Challenge yourself to differentiate between what you want for them and what is genuinely best for them. Oftentimes, these two are not the same. Trust is the foundation of acceptance. Trust that you've raised your children with enough wisdom to make decisions, even if they fail or struggle. Trust that they will learn and grow from the experience. Your faith in them reinforces their confidence and strengthens your bond. Accepting your children's choices may involve grieving the loss of certain expectation. This emotional process is natural. You may have imagined them following a particular career, marrying a certain kind of person, or living a lifestyle familiar to you. Letting go of these dreams is painful but necessary to embrace who they truly are. The pain you feel is not a reflection of their failure, but a signal of your own attachment to specific outcomes. Replace those attachments with curiosity. Ask them about their passions, goals, and values. You may be surprised by the depth and clarity they possess. Supporting their choices may also mean advocating for them when others criticize or misunderstand them. Be their ally, not their adversary. Your acceptance models tolerance, strength, and compassion for the rest of the family and community. If your child's choices involve significant changes such as religion, lifestyle, or personal identity, take time to educate yourself. Read, ask respectful questions, and seek guidance from others who've walked similar paths. Education removes ignorance and fosters understanding. Avoid making acceptance conditional. Statements like, "I'll love you if you do this," or "You've disappointed me by choosing that," can create deep emotional wounds. Instead, reaffirm your love with phrases like, "I may not understand, but I love you," or "I'm proud of you for following your heart." These affirmations give your child the courage to be authentic and true to themselves. Letting go of control does not mean letting go of boundaries. It's possible to uphold your own values while respecting your child's decision. Set boundaries that maintain mutual respect. For instance, if political or religious discussions cause conflict, agree to focus on shared values and avoid triggering debates. This balance maintains harmony without suppressing individuality. Acceptance also means reflecting on your own journey. Consider how your parents reacted to your choices. Did you feel supported or judged? What would you have wanted from them? Use that insight to break generational cycles and offer your child the acceptance you may have longed for. Remember, accepting your children's choices doesn't just benefit them, it transforms you, and it teaches humility, patience, and emotional maturity. It invites you to evolve beyond control and into connection. In the long run, what matters most is the strength of your relationship, not the specifics of the choices. A healthy parent-child bond is built on mutual respect, not uniformity. When your child feels accepted, they are more likely to include you in their journey. You remain a trusted confidant rather than a distant critic, but they grow with your love as a steady compass, not with your disapproval as a barrier. And as they build their life with confidence, you witness the beautiful unfolding of a person you helped shape, not in your image, but into their own unique design. As your children continue to grow into adulthood, their decisions may increasingly diverge from the values you once instilled. They may choose unconventional careers, form relationships you did not expect, adopt beliefs that contradict your own, or embrace lifestyles and that feel foreign to you. These moments are critical turning points, not just for them, but for you as a parent. The way you respond to their autonomy defines the tone and depth of your long-term relationship. Clinging to the need to control or correct their paths often backfires. It creates emotional distance, silences open dialogue, and fosters feelings of shame or rebellion in your children. Instead of guiding with dominance, try guiding with trust and humility. This approach communicates that your love is constant, even when your understanding is incomplete. Your child is not a reflection of your perfection, but a mirror of your humanity. Just like you, they're growing, evolving, making mistakes, and seeking meaning. When you view them through this lens of shared human experience, acceptance becomes a natural extension of empathy. If you find yourself struggling to accept a specific choice, pause and examine the root of your discomfort. Ask yourself whether your reaction stems from fear, ego, societal pressure, or concern for their well-being. Sometimes we resist our children's choices, not because they are wrong, but because they force us to confront parts of ourselves we haven't reconciled. Perhaps we're afraid of what others will say, or perhaps we're reminded of choices we wish we had made differently in our own lives. Awareness of these triggers gives you the power to respond rather than react. In families where culture, tradition, or religion play a significant role, acceptance may feel like betrayal. You may feel torn between loyalty to your values and your love for your child. But the truth is, unconditional love does not require abandoning your beliefs. It requires expanding your heart. It means loving even when it's uncomfortable. It means choosing connection over conformity. It means holding space for your child's journey while staying grounded in your own. This level of acceptance fosters resilience, maturity, and healing. It strengthens family bonds and reduces generational trauma. Children who feel accepted tend to thrive emotionally. They develop healthier relationships and stronger self-esteem and a deeper sense of purpose. They also become more compassionate and open-minded because they have been shown what love without condition truly looks like. If you're a parent who has struggled to accept your child's choices in the past, it's never too late to change. Reconnection begins with acknowledgement. Admit where you were wrong. Apologize for words or actions that caused pain. Show vulnerability. It may take time to rebuild trust, but your willingness to evolve will speak louder than your past resistance. Be patient with yourself in this process. Acceptance is not an instant emotion. It's a practice. Some days will feel easier than others. Some choices may take years to fully understand. That's okay. The important thing is to keep showing up with love. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to remain present and open-hearted. Find support if needed. Talk to other parents, counselors, or support groups who've walked similar paths. Hearing other perspectives can expand your capacity for empathy and help you feel less alone. Sometimes just knowing that other parents have struggled and grown in acceptance can give you the courage to do the same. Remember that your child is watching. How you handle disagreement, disappointment, or discomfort teaches them valuable lessons. If you model judgment and rigidity, they may learn to hide their truth. But if you model compassion and curiosity, they will learn to lead with integrity. Acceptance, in its truest form, creates a safe, emotional home, a place where your child can return not just when things go well, but also when they fall apart. Your role is not to shield them from life's difficulties, but to stand by them with steadiness and faith as they navigate their way. With every act of acceptance, you reinforce the message that their worth is not based on performance or conformity, but on the simple fact that they are your child. And that love, steady, inclusive, and unwavering, is the most powerful legacy a parent can offer. In accepting your child's choices, you're also accepting the full spectrum of life itself, its unpredictability, its contradictions, its beauty. You are choosing love over control, understanding over fear, relationship over righteousness. And in doing so, you're not just allowing your child to grow, you are allowing yourself to grow alongside them. Acceptance transforms parenting from a role of control into a relationship of connection. It redefines success, not as raising a child who thinks like you, but as raising a child who feels free to be themselves in your presence. That freedom is a gift. It's the gift of being seen, known, and loved for exactly who they are. And when you give that gift, you receive one in return, the gift of a deeper, more honest, and more joyful connection with the very person you brought into this world. So keep listening, keep learning, keep opening your heart wider than the fear that tries to close it. Acceptance is not a destination, it's a daily choice. And with each choice to love without condition, you become the parent your child needs most, a source of strength, acceptance, and grace, no matter what path they walk. In moments of deep reflection, many parents find themselves questioning what truly matters most in their relationship with their children. Is it obedience or authenticity? Is it pride in conformity or pride in courage? These questions help frame the emotional journey of acceptance. When you let go of the illusion that your child's life must mirror your own ideals, you open the door to something far more profound, real unconditional love. That love does not mean blind approval of every decision. It means choosing relationship over being right. It means affirming your presence in their life, not because they meet your standards, but because they are your child. Sometimes children make choices that not only surprise us, but deeply challenge our sense of safety or identity. They might come out with a sexual orientation you didn't expect, pursue a career you don't understand, or reject cultural norms that you once held sacred. These choices may stir fear, confusion, or even grief within you. But these emotions are not signs that your child is doing something wrong. They're signs that you are growing. Growth is rarely comfortable. It asks us to shed old narratives, to confront buried fears, and to expand our emotional range. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up, sadness, worry, disappointment, but don't let those feelings become walls between you and your child. Let them become windows into your own humanity. Talk to your child about your feelings, not with blame, but with vulnerability. Let them know you're trying to understand, even if you don't yet have clarity. Most children are not seeking your agreement, they're seeking your love and respect. Your willingness to engage without judgment can mean the difference between connection and disconnection. If your child chooses a path that leads to failure, pain, or hardship, it's natural to want to intervene. But remember that your role is not to prevent all suffering. It is to walk beside them through it. When they fall, they need a safe place to land. Be that place. Let your love be the one constant in an uncertain world. Offer guidance when asked, but refrain from imposing your agenda. Trust that they are capable of learning from their experiences. Trust also means accepting that your child's success may not look like what you imagine. Perhaps they don't become a doctor or lawyer or marry early or live nearby. Perhaps they prioritize art over income, peace over prestige, purpose over power. These choices may not win societal approval, but they may bring your child deep fulfillment. And is that not what you ultimately want for them? To live a life that is real, meaningful, and free. Acceptance also transforms the way you celebrate your child. It shifts your attention from milestones to moments, from ticking boxes to honoring presence. You begin to value their laughter, their thoughts, their spirit, rather than their resume. You begin to celebrate who they are, not just what they do. This recognition creates a foundation of safety that lasts a lifetime. In a world that often demands perfection, your home becomes a sanctuary of belonging. Acceptance also invites spiritual maturity. For parents of faith, your child's differing choices may feel like a spiritual test. You may worry that they're straying from truth or salvation, but consider this. If your faith teaches love, compassion, forgiveness, and mercy, how better to live that faith than by embodying it with your child? Let your acceptance become a testimony of grace. Let it reflect a love that transcends doctrine and embraces humanity. Over time, you may discover that your child's journey deepens your own beliefs, expanding your capacity for empathy and wisdom. Acceptance teaches you to live in the present, to appreciate what is rather than what might have been. It draws your attention to the miracle of connection, the simple, sacred act of loving another exactly as they are. This presence is the heartbeat of parenting. It is what your child will remember long after decisions and disagreements fade. They will remember your smile when they walked in the room, your arms open when they came home ashamed, your voice steady when they confessed their truth. They will remember how you made them feel. And if you chose love over judgment, they will carry that feeling into every relationship they build. They will pass it to your grandchildren and to their grandchildren, creating a legacy of acceptance that ripples across generations. If you are just beginning this journey, take heart. You are not alone. Millions of parents have wrestled with the same doubts, fears, and hopes. Some have lost their children's trust through rejection, while others have rebuilt relationships through reconciliation. The path to acceptance is not straight or easy, but it is always worth walking. Every step you take, every pause before judgment, every word of encouragement, every quiet prayer for understanding brings you closer to the parent your child needs. You may not get it right every time. You may stumble, resist, or even regress. That's part of being human. What matters is that you keep choosing love, keep choosing connection, keep choosing your child. Acceptance does not mean the absence of boundaries or standards. It means holding space for differences while maintaining respect. It means creating a family culture where everyone feels safe to be seen and heard. That culture is built not on control, but on trust. And trust is earned through consistency, compassion, and care. Ultimately, learning to accept your children's choices is about surrender. Not a surrender of authority or wisdom, but a surrender of attachment to outcomes. It's about releasing the illusion that your child's life must fulfill your dreams. It's about trusting the sacred process of growth in them and in you. And in that surrender, you find peace, you find freedom, you find the kind of love that needs no conditions, demands no proof, and never runs out. In the vast emotional landscape of parenting, acceptance is the rarest and most powerful treasure you can offer. It is not flashy. It will not be praised by those who measure success through status or tradition, but it will be felt in the quiet moments, in the deep bond you share, in the trust that grows stronger with time. When your child knows that your love is not conditional on their conformity, they flourish. They take risks, follow passions, and speak their truth without fear of losing you. This freedom allows them to become their full selves, and in that becoming, they often return to you with more love, more insight, and more gratitude than you ever imagined. Acceptance means showing up when it's hard. It means listening when your instincts want to correct. It means choosing presence over pride. It is not passive. It is the most active form of love. It demands courage, humility, and compassion. It asks you to grow just as much as it asks your child to grow, and in that shared growth, something beautiful happens. You begin to know your child not as a project, but as a person. You see them in their wholeness, their dreams, fears, contradictions, and courage. And they begin to see you not just as an authority, but as a source of love that doesn't falter with disagreement. One of the gifts of acceptance is that it allows you to see your child with fresh eyes. You start noticing qualities you once overlooked because you were focused on correcting. Their creativity, their resilience, their unique way of seeing the world. These are not flaws to fix, they are gifts to celebrate. Your child is not a mistake in need of repair, they are a story unfolding in real time. A story that deserves to be heard and honored. When you choose to accept, you send a powerful message. You are enough. You are worthy. You are loved just as you are. This message becomes the foundation of your child's self-worth. It becomes the inner voice that carries them through life's storms. And it also becomes your own truth, a reminder that you too are worthy of grace and evolution. Accepting your child's choices often means releasing control, but it doesn't mean abandoning care. You can still express your perspective with love. You can still ask questions, share stories, and offer wisdom. The difference is that you do so from a place of curiosity, not coercion, from a place of invitation, not imposition. This kind of relationship fosters respect on both sides. It creates space for mutual learning where both parent and child become teachers and students of life. Sometimes your child may revisit old decisions and see them differently. They may change direction, adjust their values, or make amends. Your acceptance doesn't just support their choices, it supports their evolution. And if they never change, if they remain on a path that feels foreign to you, your continued love shows that relationship matters more than agreement. This is not weakness, it is strength. It is the strength to say, I choose love, even when I don't understand. I choose relationship, even when it hurts. I choose you. If there are regrets in your journey, moments when you failed to accept, times when you reacted in anger or fear, know that healing is possible. Begin where you are. Reach out with humility. Speak from the heart. Say, I see you now. I'm listening. I want to understand. These words have the power to mend what has been broken. Forgiveness, both given and received, is part of acceptance. It allows you and your child to move forward without carrying the weight of past pain. It clears the path for new memories, deeper understanding, and lasting connection. For parents of adult children, acceptance takes on new forms. It may mean letting go of involvement in decisions about career, parenting, or health. It may mean respecting boundaries or accepting distance. These shifts can be difficult, especially when you long for closeness, but acceptance allows love to remain present even when physical or emotional proximity changes. It says, I love you enough to let you be. I trust you enough to let go. This trust becomes a gift that your child carries with them, a reminder of your confidence in their journey, and often that confidence draws them back, not in dependency, but in genuine connection. The ultimate reward of acceptance is peace, peace in knowing that you did not let fear dictate your relationship, peace in knowing that your child feels safe with you, peace in knowing that your love endured the tests of life. This peace is not the absence of conflict or disappointment, it is the presence of unwavering love. And in that love, both you and your child are transformed. You become more open, more compassionate, more whole. Your child becomes more confident, more authentic, more loved. And together you write a new kind of family story, one defined not by control, but by connection. Not by rules, but by respect. Not by perfection, but by presence. So take a breath. Let go of what should have been. Embrace what is. Meet your child where they are, not where you hoped they'd be. Celebrate who they are becoming, not just who you dreamed they'd be. Trust that in doing so, you are giving them the greatest gift you could ever offer. And know this, your journey as a parent is not over. It continues in every conversation, every hug, every pause before judgment. It continues in every moment you choose to see your child with love. And with each of those choices, you not only accept them, you also accept yourself. And that too is a beautiful beginning.